welcome to Little Bits Honeybees YouTube channel. I'm Skinny Bee Man. First of all, I want to thank all of the people that's left comments and thoughts and prayers for the wife's passing. You guys helped me a lot. It's been a tough time, but we're getting through it. It's March 5th, sunny, about 50 degrees, a little breezy. This is going to start the first of the series for the beginner, absolute beginner. I'm going to go through the basics that you need. The series is actually going to start about the 24th, 25th of March. We'll install the package right here in this box, and we're going to follow it all the way through the season, weekly. Show you what you need to be doing, what they need to be looking like, and how to get your bees through the first winter. That's the toughest thing. I'm hoping if you have any questions down in the comments, just leave it, and I try to answer them. The channel's growing fairly big, and I'm a busy man. I don't always have time to be quick about responding, but I try to respond to all of them. If I miss somebody, I apologize. Just send it in again, and I'll try to get to it. But as a beginner, let me move that camera up a little bit. Like I say, this is for the beginner, so some people won't enjoy this. I've got a weekly series I'm going to put on for the more advanced people, showing them how to make splits, and it'll start about the same time, about the 24th, 25th of March. A newbie, I know you have nothing. You got to buy equipment, so I want you to be ready when your package comes. You got to have a bottom board for your boxes to set on. Some people use screen bottom boards. I do not. I use all solid bottom boards. You can build them. It's a sheet of plywood with a 3/4 lip around it on 3 sides. Nothing to it. The hive body, definitely get on the internet if you're making your own and look up the Langstroth hive dimensions and make them all standard. You want your equipment standard. I put 3/4 vent holes on 2 sides in every box, honey supers included, all the way to the top. If the bees need ventilation, they've got it. They've got a hole there. If they don't need the ventilation, they'll propolize it shut. They'll control their own airflow through the hive. You need a minimum of 2 deep bodies, and depending on whether you're doing 8 frame or 10 frame, I prefer 8 frame because 10 frame is just so big and heavy. You lift a medium super honey off that's full, and you're looking at 100 to 120 pounds, and that's just too much weight for most people. So I like to keep it to 8 frames. So you'll need at least 16 frames to put in for the deep size. You need 2 medium honey supers. That's plenty. So you'll need 2 deeps and 2 mediums, and you'll need 16 frames for the deep, and you'll need 16 frames for the medium. And the way we're going to set this up, I only use Man Lake frames. They're the cleated tops. This little wedge breaks off of here, and you can put your foundation right in there, and you lay the cleat board back in and staple in, and that's what holds your foundation in. You'll need probably, as a beginner, minimum of 10 sheets of wax. I'm not big on plastic. Plastic in the honey supers is alright, but in the brood box, wax is very much more superior, just better all the way around. I got some videos out you can look through. Put a starter strip. Put about an inch starter strip in there. I have fishing line in here. I've got a video on putting fishing line in. You put it in there, and what this fishing line does, especially to the beginner, if you hold a frame like this, it's really strong. But when they first drawn it out, they don't attach it to the side sometimes. And when you turn it like this, it'll fall out and break on the ground. If your queen's on there, you probably killed her, and you'll lose a whole frame of brood or whatever you got. So what the fishing line does, they attach it to that fishing line, and you can about always flip it. If you don't have fishing line in, you've got to pick a frame up, turn it like this, look at it, rotate it, and look at the other side. So on this beginning box here, you'll need 6 frames with foundation in it. You put all 3 of them, 3 sheets of foundation to one side of the box. You put 2 frames to the other side. Now right in the middle, you need to put full sheets of foundation for a package. The reason being, when you shake bees in there, bees need a place to hang. That gives them a place to hang. So you spread them apart, the 2 full sheets, you take the starter strip, put right down between them, right in the middle. And that's the setup on the box. Of course, we'll go through all this and like that. All right, this one just basically so you get all the material you need for starting out. You'll need that, and like I say, the configuration that we'll run starting out will be just one box. You don't want to put all them boxes on there now. I use a hive top feeder. I prefer that. But you got to have a way to feed your bees, whether it's a board and feeder in the front, frame feeder inside. I don't like frame feeders inside. You got to open the hive up to feed. And I don't, here I'm just opening the lid. I'm not actually going down in the hive. The feeders are up there. You got to have some way to feed your bees for the first year. They need feed on them from the day you put them in there till it's time for them to go to bed in the winter, first year. Some people argue that, but if you want a strong, healthy hive, that's the way to go. That's what you need. That's basically it on the box. As far as newbies, you need a hive tool. I prefer this hive tool. It's a 5-in-1 paint tool from Ace Hardware. It's heavy duty, you can't bend it. They make lighter ones, but this is a heavy duty one from Ace. And the reason I like it, you get propolis all over it. And it's got a handle. And that way I can put it in my pocket and not get propolis on my pants. With the L-bar, which a lot of people like, you get propolis on it, you stick it and you get propolis in your pocket. And then the wife raises heck when you've got propolis all over her dryer. Make several hive tools. Totally personal preference. The only thing, you just need a hive tool to be able to come in here. You got to be able to pry these frames apart, get in there and get a hold of them, get them out. Whatever works for you. I mean, a screwdriver would work. Not a real good hive tool, but it will work. You just got to have a pry tool of some sort. As a newbie, of course, you need a smoker. If you think you're going to get into it big, I would buy the biggest, tallest one you can find. They last longer, you don't have to fight them. We'll go into more detail on smokers. I use a wine cork that's ground down. When I'm done, say I'm just going out there and look for 15 minutes. I don't want to burn all my fuel up. I put that wine cork in there, it smothers the fire out, it's ready to go the next time. Definitely got to have that. Newbies, I don't use too much, but you need a veil of some sort. Just a cheapo veil. This is the one I prefer. I've got expensive ones in the house, but they're hot and nasty. I like this one. It's air all the way around. It's lightweight. On the occasion that I do use it, that's what I use. And that should get you guys with the equipment that you actually need. Like I say, medium boxes. Most people don't use shallows anymore. They use mediums for honey super. So I would do deeps and medium boxes, 2 each per hive. Of course, you got to have, I got a feeder on this. I use a telescoping cover. You'll have to have one of them. And a lot of people that don't run hive top feeders run an inner cover. And used to, the inner cover was used, there's an oval shaped hole in the middle of it, and you put a one-way bee escape in there, and you put it in a day before you're going to extract the honey, and that way all your bees are down the box, not in the honey. But the main reason for an inner cover, which I do not run, I run hive top feeders, eliminates it. The inner cover keeps the bees from gluing this lid down tight where you can't get this telescoping cover off. They've only got just a little bit to glue the inner cover down, and it springs enough that you can pry it up. That's totally up to you. Like I say, I prefer the hive top feeders by far. It eliminates a lot of robbing in late summer and fall. And there's days that if you put feed out in the yard for them, it'll be raining or it's cold and the bees can't fly. They still have access to food, and they'll carry on their day. So be looking forward to starting this series. I hope to help a lot of newbies out get their hive in there, their package in, and get them through the first summer and winter, and then they'll be off the races. You always like to be successful the first year, and I'll try to do the best I can do to kind of take you by the hand and lead you through that and show you what you need to be doing. Skinny Bee Man here. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you here in about 2 weeks.